Thank you so much for those words. And, just to echo a few things, this is about fun. That's why we do this. So, hoping everybody will have a great season. So at this point now, we're going to call the coaches up to say a few words about the young men that they brought with them and their seasons. So we're going to start with the Northwest Learning Community. So it's going to be Alpharetta, Cambridge, Milton, and Roswell. So if those head coaches can come up, please.
Green light goes off when it's on.
Green light when you want to speak, hit green. When you want to turn it off, there you go.
All right, good morning. My name is Jacob Nichols. I'm the head football coach at Alpharetta High School. I'd like to start off by saying a few thank yous, first of all, to Dr. Kraft for organizing this great event and always working hard every day to make football especially, but also all of athletics a very important priority within the county. So thank you for that. Dr. Rose and everybody else who worked together to put this together today, thank you. I'd like to thank Dan Devine, athletic director at Alpharetta High School, newly appointed, as well as Mike Shifley for the work that he's done as our athletic director over the last few years, and Dr. Shannon Kersey, who was making every effort to be here, but as principals sometimes do, is caught up back at the school. So definitely a very big thank you to everybody who's been a part of Fulton County athletics as well as the athletic program at Alpharetta High School. I brought two players with me today. Both are seniors. Our quarterback, number 1, Matthew Downing, and middle linebacker, number 10, Reed Schultz. Guys, if y'all would stand up for just a second so these guys can see you. These I don't like to paint people with the same brush, but I think to talk about either one of these guys, it's important to tell you how great of kids they are and how much they do have in common. First off, they're very good friends. They've been playing football together for the Alpharetta program since the 6th grade. They're both going to be 3-year starters in our program. They're both team captains, and they're actually the first two underclass captains to ever be selected with our program. They're both 4.0 students. They both have ACT scores in the 30s. Matthew is a member of our student council at Alpharetta High School. Reed is one of our Alpharetta High School ambassadors. And the list goes on and on and on. I think I personally don't have daughters. I don't have any children, but I think the old saying of these are the kind of kids you would let date your daughter definitely applies to these two. Changing gears a little bit and talking about the upcoming season for us, I think where it has to start is with our senior class. Right now we've got 32 seniors involved in our program, which for us is a huge number. Last year we ended our season with 16 seniors, so this senior class is very large. It's full of mostly kids that have played together since the 9th grade, some even since the 6th grade, and right now they are definitely the leaders of our team and of our program. The other part about this senior class is, as a head coach, you always have a special connection to a group. I've had probably 3 groups in my time that kind of fall under that category of having that special connection. The first group I saw go all the way through the class of 2013. My first class as a head coach, the class of 2015, and then this will be the first class that I've coached all 4 years as head coach, the class of 2018. So a lot of special bonds amongst players as well as coaches, and definitely look forward to seeing what they can do this year. As far as on the field goes, we're returning 16 starters, 8 on offense, 8 on defense, from a 7-4 team last year. We feel good about that. We've gotten a lot of good work in the off season and a lot this summer. Obviously, we've got a very tough schedule, a very tough region. and we're a few years removed from our last region championship. So that's really what we want to fight to get back to, is competing at the highest level, having the word champions in any form or fashion next to our name, and we hope that our kids are ready to work and buy into what it's going to take to get us there.
Just want to reiterate the thanks to Dr. Kraft and Dr. Rose for putting this event on. It's been a tremendous event for the last 3 years. It's exciting for the kids and the coaches as well, so I want to thank you guys for that. I want to thank Coach White for speaking. He may have had to leave, but thank you for speaking and talking about the word leadership. That's the epitome of what we do in this profession, and we have to do it every day. We don't get a choice for that. So I want to introduce 2 players that I brought with. I also want to thank Coach Brawwell, our new AD. She's been with us for the whole time, so thank you for your leadership as well. Introduce the 2 young men, Matthew McCree and Will Covington. Both of those guys are going to be starters. One will be a starter on offense. Will's been a 3-year starter on offense and defense. But the word that defines them the most is leadership, what they do each and every day, not only to get better for themselves, to get someone else better with them. And that's when you serve kids and they serve their teammates in a way that provides true leadership. Talking about the season, we're excited coming off our first playoff appearance in our 5-year history. But at the same time, that's the same thing as any of you guys know and coaches know. You can't go backwards, so you always want to move forwards. And so that's what we're looking forward to doing, is getting our kids ready to make another good run, and most importantly is to develop these young men into good players, good citizens, and that can come back to Fulton County and provide leadership to future generations.
Good morning. I'm Coach Clack. I'm over at Milton. I'm the new head coach at Milton this year, and just like the guys, I want to thank Dr. Kraft and Mr. Rose for having us today, and Roddy for speaking. Just what a great event. Really enjoyed those messages that we heard this morning, and that's kind of where I would like to start, is coming into a new program and embracing kind of what is in the community of Fulton County and all those things. We really want to make sure we establish our core values, and Dr. Rose really spoke to one of ours, which was competitive toughness, and that ability to overcome adversity and continue to fight and be okay with the failure as long as you learn and respond to it. And Roddy talking about team football, the ultimate team. Another one of our core values, of Band of Brothers, and those are the things that we're really focusing on right now. As anytime you come into a new program and you're meeting new people and you're working with new kids, the jerseys may change and the names may change, but we're all in this business to impact kids and build a dynamic culture that hopefully. Again, like Dr. Rose said, transcends and sets a trajectory for these young men's lives. 2 guys that I brought are going to be extremely instrumental in doing that and making sure that a transition year is not a step back but a step forward. Justin Blanks is the returning 5'7" Defensive Player of the Year. You can look at all his statistics in the book there. He was a force to be reckoned with on the field. But what I've found, just like kind of the coaches are talking about up here about the guys you brought them for a reason. From the first day I met him, there's something special about him, and he really cares and wants to see his teammates and his team do well, and he wants to serve his community. And so I lean on Justin constantly to try to help build that server mentality. Solomon Van Horst, another great senior leader stepping up for us. Solomon was a member of our backfield last year and was dynamic with over 10 yards per carry. Was explosive in the return game. But Solomon's another guy that as we're changing things or implementing different things in our program now, he is the first one to have a smile on his face and jump right in and give maximum effort. And it's just infectious, and everybody follows alongside him. So I brought those 2 guys because they really embody what we're trying to do and the type of program we're trying to create. For this season, again, just like all the coaches, we've been working extremely hard. I doubt there's a coach and players and a team in this room hasn't been putting in the work. So we're right there with you, just trying to figure out how we can do it a little bit better. And each day you constantly, reflect and try to push that ball forward. Excited about the season, excited about the new dynamics of Fulton County. There's great rivalries that I think are very special, which makes football special, and I appreciate that about this community. Just like everybody else too, we're going to have a tough region. We're going to be going after to hopefully give us a chance to position ourselves in the state playoffs to have a fantastic year. So, thank you.
Good morning. My name is Matt Kemper. I'm very honored to be the new head football coach at Roswell High School. I'd like to first introduce the folks that are here with us today. We have our athletic director who has logged over 40 years at Roswell High School. I don't think that shirt he's wearing is green. That's what color he is, okay? He is a good man. He is Roswell to the bone, and he loves everything about Roswell High School, and I feel very blessed to be able to work alongside him. Introduce our principal. That's Coach John Cohen, by the way. Introduce our principal, brand new as well, Dr. Robert Shaw. When I came into Roswell back in February, got to find out firsthand how we had a very special man, Jerome Huff, who we lost to retirement, and it's a scary time. It's an uncertain time when you're changing leaders in your school, but the stars could not have been aligned any better, and we got ourselves another great man in Dr. Shaw. We have a history. We'd worked together back when I first came to Georgia in 2008, and I'm excited to lock arms with him and go to work. Two players that we have with us today. We have Jesse Bridgman, number 20. Jesse is one of two returning starters on our football team. All right, Jesse started at safety last year, had a great season. He's an outstanding young man. He's a team captain, and like Coach Nichols said, he's a 4.0 GPA with a test score in the 30s, and he has a very bright future. And the other young man, number 53, is Oscar Garcia. And the thing that most impresses me about Oscar is just the way that he works. All right, I have to run this kid out of the weight room. We can come in, we work out, we go out on the field, we're conditioning, we're doing whatever we're doing, and he just wants more. And he's a quiet young man, not a lot for words, but he takes care of things with his actions. Now, looking at our season, obviously we have some big shoes to fill. Like I said, we returned two starters, one on offense, one on defense, and are coming off two unbelievable seasons. The greatest run in Roswell football history, and that history is pretty littered with great football teams. And coming into this situation, like I said, I feel very honored, but I understand, and our team understands, that we stand on the shoulders of some great football players that have come through Roswell, some great coaches. I feel, like I said, very honored to be another name on that list. And we're going to wake up every day and we're going to do everything we can today to honor that tradition. We talked with our seniors a few weeks ago about Roswell has a tradition of always putting a banner out by the street there on King Road and Hardscrabble, and a slogan, and the guys came up with a perfect one. They said, "We're on a mission to defend the tradition," and I don't think it could be put any more succinctly than that. Our guys understand that we're a red letter game on a lot of people's schedules, all right, and we're going to get everybody's best every Friday night, but it's our job to uphold the high standards that are expected at Roswell High School, and if there's a little bit of our own flavor that we put into the program, is we expect our guys to do that all the time, all right, whether that's between the white lines on a Friday night or if that's in chemistry class on a Wednesday. And we hope that attention to detail will be something that will allow us to keep this high standard of performance and put a great product out there for our community, because we are very blessed to be one of the oldest communities in Fulton County, and I can't walk into Publix without somebody saying, "How are we going to be this year, Coach?" Okay, it's a great place. I'm happy to be there, excited, looking forward to the season. I've been looking forward to Tuesday since back in February, and I think our players have too. And I appreciate you all being here, and hopefully come out and watch the Hornets play this fall.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. The next group that we're going to call up is going to be the Northeast Learning Community. So it'll be Centennial, Chattahoochee, Johns Creek, and Northview.
My name is Michael Perry. I'm the new head coach at Centennial High School. First off, I want to say I've come from some football crazy places, but this kickoff media today, this is something really cool. This is awesome, and I want to thank everybody who's played a part in getting this together. It's actually phenomenal. And first off, I want to thank Jeff Birch, our athletic director. The thing I love about Birch, he loves and he cares about our kids. And, I mean, I just love being around the guy, and our kids absolutely love him. So, Coach Birch, thank you for all you've done. Today I brought Blaine Mason with me. Blaine, if you'll stand up for me, please. Blaine, I just want to say in front of everybody, man, I'm so proud of you, and I love you, all right? Because you know how I'm always honest. Because when I got this job, I didn't hear the best things about you. But getting to know you, and every day you strive to get better and better, and I'm talking about off the field, all right, because you're a phenomenal football player. But I want you to know, I'm so proud of you. Thank you for what you're doing. You don't know how many guys on our team look up to you. You got that? All right, you can sit down. Unfortunately, Nick Crowell, he couldn't be with us today. He's actually at a camp at FIU, and so he had to take care of that. Nick Crowell is a tremendous football player for us. He's defensive end. He's also going to play some tight end for us as well. He's by far our strongest worker in the weight room. He's a yes or no sir guy, and he gets after it. He is just someone that I really depend on, and he's come through with us in any way. He's probably put on 25 pounds since last season. So he's a great kid. I want to touch back to what Roddy White was talking about earlier today about the best time of his life was high school football, and that's exactly what I want for Centennial. That's what I want. And I'm not ever going to talk about wins. I'm not ever going to talk about championships because my high school football experience was the best thing ever. I love playing high school football because the guys I played with, I'm best friends to this day, still. And that's all I want for our kids at Centennial. If I've done that, I've done my job. But another thing, this is my first time being a head coach. Being a coordinator was easy compared to this. To every head coach in here, I have the utmost respect for you guys because this is such a challenge job. And there's something new every day I learn. But to you guys who've been doing this for a long time, my hat's off to you. So thank you. I know we have a great region. We're going to have to come ready to play every single day because we've got tremendous coaches that we're going to be facing every Friday night. Towards the season, offensively, we're going to run the air raid, so we're going to throw it around a good bit. We're definitely going to run the ball also, but we're going to throw the ball all over the place, and we're going to play with tempo and fast pace. And defensively, we're going to be a 3-5-3. Our job is we're going to get after that quarterback and see if that quarterback's good enough to beat us. So that's our whole philosophy, and we're really looking forward to this season. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Vince Strine. I'm the head football coach at Chattahoochee High School. Dr. Rose, thank you so much. I think that our jobs as football coaches, you know, we get the Friday nights and those things, but I think sometimes the hardest part is getting our players to understand the why. You know, why, coach, am I coming in at 6 a.m. for practice or what have you? And it has to do with life lessons. It has to do with, you know, understanding your purpose, understanding your time management, understanding sacrifices for yourself and your teammates. Because one day, these young men are going to go on and be great fathers and great husbands and great ambassadors to our community. And so I would argue that that's the hardest part of our job, is getting teenagers to see the why, because oftentimes they see the right now. And so thank you for that message. Coach White, welcome to coaching. You know, one thing I learned from you is you know, you didn't focus your life experiences on just football. Every sport has something to offer, and you know, I would invite coaches to always promote our players to be involved with as many things as they can, because one day they're going to be old like us, and we're going to be focused on our one job in life. And so players, experience everything you can while you can. It's great to be a teenager, and it's all those options that you have to experience. So welcome to coaching. I'm glad I don't have to defend against you, but certainly look forward to coaching against you this year. Mr. Corrigan, the principal, and J.J. Hicks, the athletic director, are here as well. And thank you guys so much for your support that you've given our players, our community. We've gone through a process of rebranding at Chattahoochee. We've been around for a while, and so we had to rebrand. And so we've spent some good money rebranding our athletics program, promoting the theme of being elite within Chattahoochee. And you know, I've got some players here today that certainly exhibit that and are very involved with all the things that Chattahoochee High School has to offer. Dr. Kraft, thank you for your leadership. Obviously, there's a lot of new faces in here, and people want to be a part of what you're doing with athletics here at Fulton County, and you're creating a great model. You're a great mentor to me with your leadership, so thank you so much for your vision. I've got two players I'd like for them to stand up, Joseph Sales and Jack Corrigan. Hand round of applause for those guys. Both of those unique enough, they're actually the youngest of all their siblings, and their siblings went on to play college athletics as well. Jack, I'll start with Jack first. He played quarterback for us. You know, we graduated a pretty good quarterback, a 3-year starter that's going on to play at Wagner College. But, you know, Jack has the it factor, and I've yet to come up with a drill to teach the it factor. It's intrinsic. It's from within. He was just a part of the state championship soccer team at Chattahoochee, and he's a 3-year starter for them as well. But he's been around. He'll be a senior this year. You know, you could say he's a dual threat guy, a run-pass guy, but he's actually a triple threat because he takes care of our kicking duties as well. He's a great punter, and so that adds another dynamic, especially offensively. Instead of surrendering the ball, it's a weapon for us. And so, but Jack, he's a leader in the weight room as well. The kids rally around him. I remember last year he had to come into some games that were actually a little lopsided, and we couldn't do very much offensively. And he comes in, you know, maybe playing on house money, but we go right on down the field and score and do well, and his teammates rally around him and trust him. And so that's his biggest factor, I think, that he brings to our team. Joseph, like I said, he's the youngest. All his brothers before him were involved in Chattahoochee football and have had success after Chattahoochee. Great family. But Joseph, I tell you, he's going to play safety and receiver for us, but as a safety, he will come down and strike you. He'll run that alley, he'll strike you, and it's been great to watch his coverage area grow from, you know, 20-yard to now. I don't think there's a part of the field he couldn't cover if need be. And he's a freak in the weight room, and I'm just very proud of both of their work ethics and the way they've become leaders within our program. I'm very excited about our season. We have our coaching staff is probably the best staff I've been a part of since being at Chattahoochee, maybe in my entire coaching career here in Georgia. We have on our staff, we have 4 guys with head coaching experience, and I've got, you know, 3 of them that would have been my head coach in high school. They've been coaching this game a long time, and I've got that mixed in with some younger coaches that are coming in with full of emotion, building relationships with these kids. They can identify with them. So that mixture has been very good for us. And what I'm most proud of is you know, in the past with failure, we talked about failure a little bit, being afraid of failure just causes you to continue to fail. And what's happened is I see these kids grow and they're embracing failures for growth. You don't see the conversation within the locker rooms or on the field isn't about my scholarship or my color or this or that. I mean, they're talking about each other. They're supporting each other. And when you get that switch flipped, it becomes a very, very dynamic growth process. And I see us going through that, and it's amazing to watch. And I'm just very proud of the growth over the last few years with that. But all these guys up here are new faces, so welcome to the region, guys. I look forward to working with you. And to you guys, you know, players, enjoy the year. Have fun with it. It will go by fast, especially for you guys that are seniors out here. It's going to go by so fast. But make the best of every opportunity you have. And coaches, best of luck to you this year.
Good morning. My name's Matt Helmrich. I'm the new head football coach at Johns Creek High School. Just want to echo everybody's thoughts. Just want to thank Dr. Kraft, my principal, Dr. Zoll, my AD, Mr. Holcomb, for welcoming me, you know, with open arms. And for those people that haven't lived or grown up anywhere else, I mean, it's refreshing to be in a county, in an area that puts the resources and the time and the money and everything back into academics, athletics, and just I feel blessed to just be a part of what we have here in this county. So introduce a couple players real quick. John Watson, senior linebacker. He is, you know, both these guys are the epitome of a student athlete. So you know, John's got a 33 on his ACT. He's been recruited by MITs and Johns Hopkins and schools like that, some Ivy League interest. And you know, he's a leader on the field. He's a leader in the weight room. He's a leader in the hallways. He's obviously getting it done in the classroom as well. So appreciate John. Zach Williams, another guy who gets it done. You know, in the classroom, he's got some Ivy League offers. You know, he's got some ACC offers, some Big Ten. He's got 22 offers. So you know, he's a beast in the field. You know, keeps quiet, does his job. And you know, appreciate, you know, everything that those guys are doing for our program. And you know, we'll say this, that, you know, unbeknownst to me, that in Georgia, the transferring is a little more prevalent than I thought. Coming from Florida, there's a lot going on down there, obviously, and I just appreciate, you know, my seniors that stayed. So had a couple leave, and you know, best wishes to them, but these 2 kids can play for anybody in the state, and I appreciate them staying and leading this team. We're young, graduated 36 seniors, return 0 starters on defense and 3 on offense, and you know, these 2 guys are going to lead us this year. Got some young talent, and kids are buying in. You know, I knew I was in a special place. You know, first day of spring workout, 6:30 in the morning, and 63 kids showed up, you know, on time, ready to go on the track. So you know, that was a special moment for me. I knew that day I was in the right place. And you know, like I said, we're young. I just want to thank Dr. Zoll and Mr. Holcomb again for allowing me to put a staff in place. I thought, you know, coming in, it's going to take me 2 or 3 years to get a staff I feel real comfortable with. But right now I have 13 guys that are just, you know, phenomenal football coaches. I got 7 former coordinators, a lot of chiefs, yeah, but good guys. And then 2 former guys, 2 guys that used to play in the NFL. So phenomenal staff, and the kids are just, they're buying in, you know, took it hook, line, and sinker. And, you know, we should be really competitive this year, and we're going to send these seniors out on the right note. Just want to thank everybody. You know, most of the coaches here reached out to me, whether it's, you know, text, email, or just, you know, seeing me around 7-on-7 or camps or clinics or whatever. Just kind of welcoming me to Georgia. And didn't get a lot of that in Florida, so coaches down there don't like each other. But just thank you guys, and look forward to competing with you.
Good morning. I'm James Thompson. I'm the new coach at Northview High School.
First, I wanted to say thank you. I too am from Florida, and I've been a head coach at a few different counties down there, and there's nothing like this done down there. This is the best as I've seen. So thank you to Mr. Kraft, Mr. Rose. I'd like to introduce who we brought with us. Mr. McDaniel, Scotty, is probably one of the best ADs in the county. Very fortunate to work for him, and very fortunate to work for Mr. Downey, our principal. The two kids that I've brought with us, one is Colton McDaniel, who's actually Scotty's son. He's our quarterback, and he is an excellent, excellent player. A real leader, somebody that I think that we can really trust and count on. He also gets it done in the classroom, and he's an excellent pitcher. I think he's got a 3.8 GPA, and I think he's close to going to Air Force as a pitcher. So I'm really excited for the future for him and for the future of our team. The other kid we brought with us is Kadeem Shabazz, who is a true leader. He's going to start both ways for us. He's somebody that's as strong as I've ever seen in the weight room. Squats over 5, bench over 4, all those numbers and stuff. But he's a great kid, and the leadership he's shown since I've been here is unbelievable. So when we talk about our season, talking about Northview football going forward, I couldn't be more proud of where we are, and it's actually been the best summer. I told my kids yesterday, this has been the absolute best summer I've ever been a part of. And I've been fortunate to be around some good teams, but we've had, close to perfect attendance. The attitude's been right, and I think that we've built a family culture and an atmosphere there. When we get to playing in the season, we'll see how those things pan out. But as for right now, I couldn't be more happy with where the program is and where it's going. So I'm very thankful to be here, thank you.
Thank you, guys. Third group that we're going to bring up is the Central Learning Community. So this will be North Springs, Riverwood, Tri-Cities, and Hapeville. So if those coaches could come up, please.
This has turned out to be a pretty great day. Love to be a part of this. I'm the new head coach over at North Springs High School. My name is Scotty Parker. I get to take over for a good friend of mine, Dan Devine, that was there with us last year. Little something about North Springs. Might be one of the older schools in the county, been around since 1960s. If you didn't know, they even won a state championship back in the day. The cool thing about us, we're a good group of unknown kids. The kids that I brought, Tamaj Faust, Evan Murphy, these are, like everybody said, these are the leaders of the group. We have a group that we have 12 leaders that come in. We call them the Dirty Dozen. And they're two of the members of this group. They come in every day. They work hard in the morning, they put the hours into the weight room, do what they do in the classroom. And like we was talking about with Mr. Roddy White, both of these kids are multi-sport athletes. They either wrestle, they play baseball, they do other things on the outside. They have jobs, they do everything. So, these are kids that we're getting out there just not being football players. We're trying to develop that whole athlete. Coach Devine started something that was real great last year. If you didn't know, like Coach Kraft said, we haven't made it to the playoffs since 1998. It's been a long spell. Went about 4 or 5 years, we didn't even win a ball game there. Got to come in, take over the strength and conditioning stuff, changed the culture, started a very family atmosphere, embraced it, and now we've come up with this new little thing that we call In It to Win It. It's, you got to win. That's all it is. You got to win. Everything you do, you try to win. If you're in the classroom and you're taking a test, you just don't come in and take the test. You're trying to win. You're trying to beat that test. You're trying to do it. You're trying to win on Friday nights. You the guy that's trying to get that scholarship. You trying to beat all these other kids. Like we tell them, when you working out, guys, if you don't work out or choose not to work out that day, somebody else is. Somebody's going to take your spot. It's great to see all these athletes coming together. Man, a big, good all-star team right here that we got right now. But I'd like to thank Coach Lamar Glenn. He's our AD for helping us get everything ready to go. And we look forward to a great season and maybe shocking the world this year with a group of unknown kids that is put in some work and ready to play.
Good morning. I'm Coach Mark Myers, and this is my first year at Riverwood High School. Two players I brought, Trey Young, stand up, and Prince Gaines, stand up. Okay, these two young men are seniors and juniors. I will say, didn't turn my mic on. These two young men who I brought with me, I would say Roddy White talked about it the best, about being leaders. When I got this job, these two young men were just that, all right, leaders of our program. Trey, stand up for me, Trey. Okay, Trey is a defensive back, 3.0, and wants to practice sports medicine, all right? Prince, stand up. Prince is a senior, outside linebacker, 3.0, recently took the SAT, scored very well, and the coaches, all the coaches said about this young man that he's going to be one of my guys I can count on. Okay? My AD, he is not here, Mr. Mezio. New principal in the back, Mr. Gardner. Okay? And my old principal who hired me, Dr. Shaw. I want to thank him for this opportunity.
See it, Coach? Mic check. I'm going to use the rest of his time. I like to have fun with this, y'all. This is my third media day. I am Kenneth Miller. I'm the head football coach at Tri-Cities High School. A lot of new coaches on the roster this year. And I am, as Dr. Kraft said when he walked up, I'm the elder statesman of the group, probably besides Coach G and Coach Cannon back there. This is my, if I'm counting correctly, sometimes I mess up the numbers. I wish I could have my bank account the same way. However, this is my 12th season as head coach at Tri-Cities High. I am an alumni of Tri-Cities High School, and there's really no other place than home that I love more than Tri-Cities High. The two young men that I brought with me this day are Christopher, you guys stand up in the back. I brought Christopher Smith, one of my juniors, and Christopher Grant, Chris and Chris. Both of these young men I brought today simply because they're two of the best kids you can find. Like they're great players and they got good stats and all that stuff also, but they're better kids. These are the kids that when I come in the building every day, when I may not be having a good day, they're going to meet me, they're going to greet me. Coach, how you doing? How's everything going? You all right today, Coach? Can I help you do anything? You need me to pick up something? You need me to move something? You need me to whatever. And so it's a, it's just enlightening to have kids not necessarily concerned about themselves all the time. And so these young men are selfless individuals who are going to do great things for our program. Chris Grant is a 10th grader, and Christopher Smith is an 11th grader. And so we're looking for great things from them. A little bit about our program at Tri-Cities. Again, like I said, I've been the head coach 12 years, and I've been a part of the best season at Tri-Cities, and I now am a part of the worst season at Tri-Cities. On last year, you guys, we went 0-10. And it takes a grown man to go 0-10. That's players, that's fans in the stands, that's school, that's student body, that's community, and that's all. So it really takes a lot of growth to go 0-10. And honestly, I have to, when I get to school every morning, I have to wake these guys up on the football field. I mean, they have been sleeping on the field since November. And so I think we played Johns Creek first in the scrimmage game, and those guys are really, really looking forward to that, Coach White. They're looking forward to that. And so we've been sleeping on the field. We've been trying to get ready, get prepared, and we got about a dirty 30. A dirty 30 is what we call them from FCA. We took about 30 guys to FCA, but they've been the 30 that have been there every single day. Every single day. Every single day, these 30. When we started out the program, I had 110 guys, and then they built Hateville Charter. And a lot of the guys from Hateville stopped coming to Tri-Cities and went over here with Coach G. But, you know, and we have fun with that. We have fun with that a lot. And so we're just looking for a great season. We you know, I want to recognize my principal, Ms. Tremarian McCrary Lakes. I also want to recognize our athletic director, who would be me. I just took a promotion as athletic director also.
Congratulations.
So,
Congratulations.
So thank you. Thank you, Coach. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Nonetheless, y'all, this is a great event, Dr. Rose, Dr. Kraft, that you guys put on. Congratulations to all those coaches out in the crowd that went to the play, all the schools and players that went to the playoffs last season. Good luck to you guys. Go Bulldogs. Beware of the Bulldogs when you come to East Point. We will be ready.
Good morning. First, I want to say thank you to Dr. Rose, Dr. Kraft. You know, Dr. Kraft, you always make it possible. You know, when you're a charter school, you have to do more with less. And, you know, Ken, he'll tell you, everybody thought I was crazy when I started this program in 2009. They said, well, how you going to play? You don't have a field. I said, we'll make a way. And just partnering with everybody from Tri-Cities to Langston to Banneker, Westlake, and everybody who's, you know, been there for us. And I just want to tell you thank you. Now we're one of the top programs in the state, and we built it from the ground up, you know. And, you know, that's why, Dr. Kraft, you know, you mean a lot to me. Just as soon as I hit the door today, the first thing he say, Winston, don't leave here without those footballs. You know, you're always trying to make sure we have everything that everybody else have. We started the program, we played on a recreation field, you know, and people thought we were crazy, you know. Why y'all like that? The kids going to get hurt. Dr. Kraft seen it one time. He said, you're not going to play over there anymore. We got too many Fulton County schools. You can go play over there. So he called Banneker, and now we play at Banneker, and I want to thank you, Mario and Clinton, for, you know, extending out yourself and making that possible for us. Secondly, we had a big change at our school. If you didn't see, our principal resigned. We have a new principal now, Miss Candace Bethay, who came from Creekside, stepped in the ground running. Great person. She's done an outstanding job. She just hired Mr. Kedrick Barlow, who's here with us today, our new athletic director, who's hit the ground running. He and I, we just got back from Auburn, down there where we placed and did real well down there in the 7-on-7. So it's been a journey, you know. Ken will tell you, you know, every day is a struggle, you know, and then we do share a lot of kids because, you know, when they built Hateville, you know, nobody wanted to come. But as soon as we've turned around the program, you know, and we talk about this transfer thing, everybody beat down the door. But I stop them right at the door. Because at the end of the day, we have a middle school and we feed into our own middle school, our own high school. We develop our kids from the ground up. Christopher Smith is one of the guys that I brought with me today. He's one of the top kids in the country. He's already committed to Georgia. But the good thing I can say about Chris, stand up. He's going to be an early graduate, dual enrollment student, and he'll be ready to go in December. That's what we do at Hateville Charter. You know, people talk about what we do as far as football, but talk about his grades. Let's talk about what he's doing, dual enrollment, and what he's doing. This kid right here, like I said, is one of the top kids in the country. He'll play in the Army All-American game. We've produced the Under Armour All-American or Under Armour Army guy every year, and that's from the ground up. So, you know, we can talk about the transfers and the this and that, but a lot of the kids are ground up. He's a 4-year guy, 4-year starter, and I just want to say thank you for believing in me. And, you know, your dad's my Booster Club president and all the work that I make him do. Thank you. The other player I brought with me is Hodge Malik Williams. Stand up, Hodge. Another guy, early graduate, dual enrollment kid, over 3.0 GPA. Hodge, you tell him wherever you want to go. You've been keeping it a secret from me. I don't even know. You know, he got almost all the offers, you know, that he wants, you know, from Army to all of the Air Force academies to Georgia Southern to FIU. So wherever you go, I know you're going to do great because you're a great leader, and that's why you're here with us today. Like I say, I can't say enough about these kids and how they grind in the classroom. So, Hodge Malik Williams. Lastly, you know, we got a tough road ahead of us. You know, Cartersville bought us out. They didn't want to play us again this year, so we're going to play Thompson High School in Alabama. So it's to the point now we're having to travel 3 and 4 hours to play a game. So we'll go to Thompson in lieu of playing Cartersville this year down in Thompson, Alabama, and not McCarty, Alabama. So just, you know, that little typo that's in the program. And again, we start off with the guys that put us out last year, Fitzgerald High School. If y'all don't know about Fitzgerald High School, you want to talk about football. That's football. You know, they shut down the city. You know, it was 10, 20,000 people at the football game. We got 800 on the sideline. So, you know, football is a big brand of football, and we're playing big-time football at Hateville Charter. So I just want to tell you guys thank you again, Dr. Kraft, Fulton County School System, and even for you stepping up and making sure that we get the same funds that every other high school in Fulton County get. I just want to tell you thank you, and I'm always be grateful to you. Thank you.
All right, we're going to bring up our last 4 coaches at this time. So this will be Banneker, Creekside, Langston Hughes, and Westlake.
Yeah, I do that. Greetings. My name is Mario Allen, new head football coach at Banneker High School. Want to send greetings from South Fulton community on behalf of our principal, Dr. Duke Bradley, and our athletic director, Clinton Lawrence. We want to thank you, Dr. Kraft, for having this event, and also Dr. Rose for being the superintendent that you are, leading Fulton County in the right direction. Again, my name is Mario Allen. I just took this job literally when school got out this past spring. I had not met the players until the first day of summer workouts. With that being said, we've had about probably 40 to 50 kids come every single day this summer. Very excited about the opportunity to lead this football program. Looking forward to meeting some of the new coaches who also, like myself, are new to Fulton County, but also meeting some coaches that I've known for a while, like Coach Gordon over at Hayville, Coach Cannon over at Langston Hughes, Coach Miller over at Tri-Cities. So I'm looking forward to it. With that being said, I want to make sure I introduce one of my players. I have 2 listed, but only one can show up today. The other one's in Tennessee. Player I have today, could you please stand up? Draquan Eason. He's a junior. Linebacker, tight end, 3.5 GPA. Plans on one day being in computer engineering one day, so that's good. You have a seat for me. And also the other player was Gary Benton, running back. He couldn't be here today. Just from an outlook perspective on this upcoming season, looking forward to playing Northview in our scrimmage on August 12th in our region. Outlook was that our team would finish 5-5 last year, and that was a sophomore-heavy class. So those kids will be rising juniors. So I'm looking forward to what we have coming back into this program, as well as bringing back the pride back to Banneker High School. So with that being said, I give it over to Coach Dixon, Creekside.
Greetings. My name is Maurice Dixon. Greetings. My name is Maurice Dixon, and I'm the new head coach at Creekside High School. I'm also an alumni of the school. I graduated in 2001, so it's great coming back home, trying to rebuild our brand, establish the tradition that we have at our proud school. First, I want to thank Superintendent Jeff Rose and Dr. Kraft for putting on such a extravagant event. I've worked in other counties, and to be by far, this is the best media day I've been to. I also want to thank my principal, Ronald Maxwell, and my athletic director, McKeel Troy, who's sitting right there in the seat, for giving me the opportunity to take over the helm at such a proud program. I promise to do my best and work hard and diligent to establish or reestablish who we are. I took some notes. Anthony Bird and Jawan Jury, stand up, please. These are the two guys that I chose to bring today. I took the job on June the 20th, so I was probably the last hired coach in the room. These two guys have been to every workout, and they are standouts in our workouts. I expect these young men to lead us on the field and inside of the classroom and inside of the school. I'm very excited to take on what we have going on. We've had some losses in our program, but it's just a minor step to a major comeback. I'm excited to play in our region. We're playing a very tough region against some tough opponents, and we're going to take it one day at a time. That's pretty much it, guys. I'm excited to be here. Thank you for this opportunity.
Good evening. Good morning, good afternoon, something like that. I don't know. Coach Miller took up all the time. But anyway, thank you, Dr. Kraft, for putting this on once again. Thank you, Dr. Rose, for coming in today, being the great leader that you are since I first met you at our AD meeting. I also like to thank Brandon Reeves, our principal at Langston Hughes High School, and also my assistant AD, Roy Welsh. Oh, he's gone. He's already gone. He's trying to get some basketball stuff together. All right. The two guys that I brought here today, the first one is Mr. Telly Plummer. He'll be a 3-year starter for me. He's a guy that I know that I can count on and off the field. He was actually a leader within our school last year, on and off the field. He's a guy that I know that every time I turn my back, he's going to do what he's supposed to do, when he's supposed to do it, and how he's supposed to do it to the best of his ability. Telly has excelled in the classroom. He's fully qualified to choose any one of the schools that he wants to go to. He has narrowed it down, and he's hopefully going to make his decision soon because, as he said, he's ready to focus on this year's season and try to be the leader that he can to lead us to as far as we can go. The other guy is Mr. Tony Jones. Mr. Tony Jones is a special guy to me. He's a guy that this will be going into his 4th year. He's a guy that never complains. He grinds hard, and he allows others to shine without him doing any kind of extra complaining. He's a guy that also has his choice of schools. He's a guy that has done everything that he's supposed to do academically. He's very involved in the community. He's very involved in the school. He's well liked by all his peers, by all the administrators. They go to him. They want him on the different boards. He's a guy that, that hears both sides, and everyone, likes to hear things from him and get his perspective on things, which I love, and which I know that he's going to lead us in the right direction, especially offensively, being that, we only have 3 guys returning off of last year's team, which is okay because every year we go in, and every year we have seniors, and every year we always look for that next guy that's going to step up, and he's going to continue to lead our team the way it needs to be led, as he was our leading receiver last year as a junior. Our team is looking to continue to work together hard and grow as a family. We don't make excuses. We know that we lost a lot from last year, and these kids know that this is their time to step up at the plate and make a name for themselves. Every year we go into the season with goals of first winning our region. And that's not going to change. We're going to go into those same goals again this year. So, yes, Miller, when we come to East Point, we coming. And I normally don't do that, but Miller always get me every time. But, yes, I'm very excited this year to coach these group of young men that I have this year. They've been working hard all summer. I just feel something a little different about this group, as they seem to have bonded a lot closer together than a lot faster also than my other group. So I'm really excited about this upcoming season, and see you all August 11th.
Hello, my name is Coach Robert Hicks. I'm the offensive line coach and run game coordinator at Westlake High School. Coach Reed is not here with us today, so he asked me to come talk on his behalf. I would like to say thanks to Dr. Rose and Dr. Kraft for putting this on. This is my first media day, and I love what I'm seeing so far. I'd love to say thanks for all the coaches for coming out and the players, good group of young men and coaches, and I wish you much luck in your seasons. All right. Coach Kareem Reed. This is his second year going in as the head coach at Westlake High School. Great young man, great young coach, came in with the fire and intensity trying to build the Westlake brand. Coach Reed, in his first year, we went 10-4 and had our school's first appearance in the semifinals. All right, it was great for our kids and our school and our community. I'd like to say thanks for our principal, Miss Alexandra Bates, who's in the back there. And I would also love to say thanks for our new athletic director, Carl Green. All right. Our key players, two young men that are great young men. I'll first start off with Miles Sims, our senior DB. He plays cornerback and safety. Had over 50-plus offers. He's committed to Michigan. Led the team in interceptions during the 2016 season. He's selected as an Under Armour All-American. And like I said, committed to Michigan. But the most important thing about Miles is he has a 3.9 GPA. That's what we love to brag and boast about our athletes at Westlake High School. Miles, can you please stand up for us? Yeah. Our next athlete is Tyrese Ross, our senior DB. He's moved to DB. He played linebacker for us last year. He's a first-team all-region selection, started 9 games at linebacker during the 2016 season, and will be moving to the secondary as a safety this season. He is committed to my alma mater, Mississippi State. Tyrese Ross, could you please stand up? Great thing about Tyrese Ross is he has a 3.4 GPA and had 30-plus offers. Going into our team, you guys can have a seat. Going into our team, we're returning 4 offensive starters and 5 defensive starters, and we're bringing in 20 seniors this year. We always like to talk about the Westlake way. What is that? Hard work, sacrifice, and commitment. That's what we put into our kids every day. That's what we put into our managers and trainers and coaches, because it's got to be all in. Everyone has to be all in for this thing to work, as you coaches know that. We always try to, the good thing about this senior class that we have is because they've been to every level of the playoffs, from the 2nd round, 3rd round, and the 4th round, trying to get to that magical team, but trying to get to the bins this year, trying to get in that, what we call the bins on Northside Drive. So that's our overall goal. Good thing about our coaching staff is, I got to talk about my coaches, the coaches are always working hard trying to out-coach each other, bringing intensity, fire, so that we believe if we bring that, our players, it stems off us. So that's what we try to do at Westlake. That's what's been key for our success in the years. Real good. Most important thing we like to talk about with our kids at Westlake is, what is your legacy? What is your legacy going to be? You know, we have kids that came there who have went to the pros from Westlake. We've had kids that have went to major colleges from Westlake. But what is you as a senior class, as a team, what are you going to bring this year? All right, like I said, each year the senior classes have got deeper in the playoffs. So with this year, like I said, we're trying our overall goal, as I'm sure everyone's overall goal is, to get that ring. And so that's what we'll be striving hard for. Thank you.
Got me hyped, coach. Shit.
Thank you, guys, and thank you for everybody that is here today. And, I just want to kind of wrap it up and just kind of say, once again, thank you to the players. You were selected because your coaches believe in you and they're expecting great things from you. And, it's pretty exciting when you hear what your coaches have to say about you. That speaks more to the person you are than, the player you are. And that's what's awesome because, as coaches, our job is to help you become young men. And, you know, we got some fantastic coaches that are doing that job every day, and we appreciate that. So at this point, that's going to conclude our program. We're going to we're going to do 2 photos up here at the front. We're going to get all the players up here and get a picture real quick. Then we're going to get all the coaches up here and get a picture real quick. And then we will go into the one-on-one media briefings if there's somebody that wants to talk to you in your school. So, pardon me? We'll call the players. So we'll call the players up first, but one thing I want to do real quick, and I just want to give her a round of applause, but I want to say thank you to Miss Susan Hell over there. So this doesn't happen without her. So, you know, I want to say thank you to Mr. Roddy White for coming and talking to us, and, you know, I know he's looking forward to coaching against a lot of you, just like you're looking forward to coaching against him, so we're excited about that. So really appreciate it. So thank you very much. So we'll call the players up first, then we'll get our coaches. So if I can get all the players up here. Thank you.
Help me out. I'm running my hands. Wait a second. I'm sorry.